Hello, welcome beautiful vibrant souls to today's pick a card reading, all about what does the next chapter of your life entail. Sorry for the wet hair, just got out of the shower, but I was really inspired to do this message, so we're gonna do it because that's what Spirit asks of us. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be, kind of just to give you a heads up, to give you a little sneak peek, a little sneak preview. I liked the energy so far. I haven't seen any of the cards because I like to discover them with you. But I really liked the energy that I was feeling. The bottom of the deck energy tended to look good when I would put the cards back. There's a lot about joy and love and expression and happiness. And so we'll see what comes out. But this feels really, really nice. So I'm excited for all of us. Excuse me. As usual, we have 3 options to choose from, as depicted in the thumbnail. So option 1 is this lovely blue throat chakra stone that says, I speak. Option 2 is this wonderful yellow solar plexus chakra stone that says, I do. Do you now? And option 3 is this green heart chakra stone that says, I love. So you can take your time, you can pause the video if needed, meditate, contemplate on the options. And then once you have selected one that kind of best resonates with your energy, all the words just fell out of my brain, sorry. Head down to the timestamps in the description box below, and that will take you to your selected option. So with that, we're going to get started with group 1. Hi, group 1. Okay, so you guys chose the blue throat chakra stone. I had to take a sip of water before I started, and it was just very satiating. So for some of you guys, there's a need for flow when you're communicating. You might have experiencing greater greater flow of energy when it comes to your throat chakra in your upcoming chapter. As I had said that, it was 222 on my timer. So especially when it comes to partnerships, making decisions, this might kind of call for you to speak up a little bit more, as well as speaking in such a way to bring balance into your life. I definitely am getting all of those with the kind of water imagery, the flow of water. It's like the water always indicates your emotions as well. So you could have both a lot of throat and sacral chakra activity, but there's a sense of letting your emotions kind of really flow when it comes to expressing yourself. And this also could really talk about your creativity as well. So let's see what you get for your cards. Sorry, guys. My allergies, my asthma. Whoo. We have soul. That's beautiful. This is card 37, so that reduces to a 10, which reduces to a 1. The energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God, or the divine. That's beautiful. Okay. Unconditional love, divine mother, card 1. That's lovely. Hunger. There's that orange. There's that sacral energy showing up. I'm so sorry, folks. And then balance with the root chakra, card 6. Okay. I think what's happening, I actually just posted about this on my TikTok the other day. And by the other day, I mean yesterday, from when I'm filming this. This is a timeless reading, but from the day that I'm filming and releasing this, this was the previous day, where there's this energy of mother wound healing that's coming up. And I see this here. Right? Especially with hunger, and we have balance here. A lot of you may have been doing root chakra healing in your previous cycle. That might be something you're working on, coming into balance. And this is what's making a good foundation for taking these next steps forward. So what this is really going to be talking about, some of you may have already started this journey. Some of you, it's coming up, on the horizon, like, oh, where is it? But there's this sense of, I feel like there's this energy of your higher self giving your current self the unconditional love that you need. Like I said, there might be There might be mother wounds here. There is a hunger that's getting addressed. And this is the hunger for your authentic self, and especially when it comes to the love for your authentic self. There's also this energy of creativity here, because it just looks like, it's hard to see, but it looks like the little girl's like making something, and like the Divine Mother's kind of watching over her. You know, we have this energy of 10 reducing to a 1, and then we have a 1. So this is what I mean. This is the ending of a very big cycle, especially a big soul cycle, and the beginning of a new one. And I feel like what's happening for you guys with balance here is that, you know, we have the root chakra, so this is getting very grounded. This is something you're taking practical steps toward, something that, you know, excuse me, you're making changes toward in your physical world. But there's a sense here of, I feel like you're balancing the scales, so to speak, because you're giving yourself what you didn't get before, what you hungered for before. And connecting to that higher truth. And again, for some of you, this is creative. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. That's too many. That's a bunch of cards. The Empress reversed, exactly. This would be mother wounds, mother healing the divine feminine. So again, a lot about creativity here. Healing, you know, giving yourself the unconditional love that you have not received in the past. 2 of Cups. Particularly when it comes to partnerships. We talked about that with the 222 in the beginning. And the Hierophant, okay. We have a lot of Taurus showing up too. And the Ace of Cups at the bottom in reverse. A lot of you have been repeating the cycle of this divine feminine wound. I really want to say mother wound, so I'm going to say that. Obviously apply it as you see fit. But this kind of wounded energy, right, where it's like struggling to give yourself unconditional love. And I feel like this is in a very grounded, practical way, right? Like I talk about this a lot if you've ever gotten readings with me. There's a difference between self-love and self-respect. We might love ourselves, but the self-respect is the practical, tangible, actionable steps we take to support that self-love, right? So I always say self-love is like if you could write down all your traits and characteristics on a piece of paper, and then you were to read that, you know, somebody was to read that to you, you'd be like, oh, I love that person. They sound awesome. You know, I really like that person. Like, oh, what a cool person. That's, you know, that's self-love, you know. Excuse me. It's affection for self. And self-respect is really when we are supporting that affection for self through what we do. We prioritize our needs. We make healthy choices. You know, we have good, healthy boundaries. I see that you guys have been working toward this with the root chakra, and I think that work is continuing, but in a new iteration. So having these come out, like I said, you've gone through a lot of lessons about your self-worth in relationships. I think you've been committed before to partnerships that have maybe not shown you the appropriate love and respect you deserve. I do see that. And then especially with the Ace of Cups at the bottom in reverse, these are partnerships that have likely not been reciprocal. You have given your cup and it has been rejected. It has been poured out. It has been disrespected, right? Something to that nature. And so I feel like you've learned a lot through these experiences. For some of you, what's coming back, and the way this is coming back into balance, is that you're finally going to be attracting a healthy partnership, one that is predicated on the respect and the love that you deserve. And I think this is going to be a different type of learning experience for you. Excuse me. So sorry. This is going to be a different type of learning experience for you because you've had to learn a lot through a lot of loss, a lot of heartbreak. You've had to really learn the truth of your own worth by having to stand in it and, you know, kind of say it with your full chest sort of an energy. And this is going to be different because this person is going to be showing up and showing you very tangible action, showing you every single day through the committed steps that they take and they maintain in this relationship, showing you your value and your worth. It's going to be a direct reflection of your value and your worth in a very positive way. And for some of you, that might be hard. For some of you, it's like your hunger is finally getting satiated and things are finally balancing out. And there might be moments where it's like, what? You know, it's like, again, a new way of working through things. I feel like this sense of just like kind of like softening, collapsing, right? You might be able to really truly open up to this person, especially where again, there's emotional reciprocity. So I do see that kind of coming into balance here. Now, for some of you, like I said, excuse me, this is more significant of what you've already experienced. There's this, especially because I'm looking how the Empress is turning away from these other two cards. For some of you, you were rejected by a mother, and there's been a lot of challenge that you have learned about how to accept yourself and how to love yourself as a result. And I do see that this next cycle is kind of, I feel like where, especially with the stairs on the Hierophant, that always indicates ascension, where you're making some very good progress on that. King of Cups reversed and the Hermit reversed. Okay. I almost being called, take this one. The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. So we have, excuse me, the Ace of Wands reversed at the bottom. I feel like this next chapter is really going to be, I'm really drawn into the little orange starfish here, this emotional regeneration. I feel like for some of you, you've kind of, because of this significant like feeling of rejection, whether from a mother figure, in relationships, both, you've kind of self-isolated in order to kind of keep your peace. And some of you are kind of going to be coming into this phase of sort of like, you're going to be coming into this phase where you're meeting people, you are creating things, you are coming into alignment with hobbies that are going to be very abundant and long-lasting for you. And so for some of you, this next phase is either the beginning of that or the preparation, right? I'm feeling like the preparation, especially because we have the Ace and it's reversed, the preparation especially, and what this preparation is going to be all about is this emotional regeneration, because I feel like you've had to hold a lot of very strong ground in your relationships, hold ground for other people, and now you're going to get the chance to kind of finally be able to, it's like the sense of be able to like draw into yourself, but also be less isolated, right? Again, I feel like you've kind of like, I have to maintain the boundaries. So it's ended up being where you have to, I'm feeling like cut people off, have to walk away, have to take a lot of time to yourself. There's a sense of feeling isolated, even if you're with people, even if you're surrounded by people. And I think that that's changing, where the balance is, shifting. Excuse me. And it's kind of this energy of like, however this played out for you, the opposite's now becoming true, right? So you're, let's say if you felt like you had to always be kind of like of service to other people emotionally and then take a lot of time for yourself, you might find that you're spending more time with people and you're spending less of it, less of it serving them, less of it tending to them. If you're usually the one who's showing up with emotional wisdom for other people, you might find that other people are showing up for you now. And so this next phase is really going to be about, and it'll be, everyone's in different places on this, but be about this next step. I'm so sorry, folks, in your self-love journey. And this is really, with the 10s and the 1s, this is really about completing a big soul cycle of you knowing your worth, because a lot of you have already like learned your worth. And you guys are getting this hunger satiated. And I think this is starting because you've offered it to yourself with this unconditional love, but that now is going to be reflected back to you in the people around you. And with that 10 of Pentacles, this is very long-lasting energy. Some of you, you're coming into alignment with Soul Tribe. You're coming into alignment. You might be mending fences with family. I'm not picking that energy up as strongly, but you might be coming into alignment with people who are going to be your family. But with the throat chakra showing up here, I speak, first of all, what you guys speak right now is very, very powerful. So be mindful of that. But it's this sense of you're finally creating something that is authentic to you because you've taken time and space to get to know yourself, know your worth, and to love yourself unconditionally. And that's what's allowing what's true to you to be able to ground. And I feel like, again, the scales are getting balanced in your favor. So I just want to pull a couple extra cards of advice. I'm so sorry. Page of Wands. This is something worth getting excited about. This is good. The Fool. Just go for it. very similar energy. This is just like, and this is going to be something where with the amethyst, you're really drawn into it. You feel like you need to go in this direction. You feel pulled to these people. You feel like you need to start acting differently or show up differently. Go with that. Seven of Pentacles, this is something like I said, you've already been investing into, particularly energetically, and now it's getting to be time for it to blossom. And the Page of Pentacles reverse. So especially where we have the Page of Wands upright and the Pentacles reverse, this feels like there's something where you can already feel the energy starting. And so it might not be, you might not be seeing it like fully in that tangible, like in your reality quite yet, but you know it's coming. Trust that. It's on its way. Like I said, you might be still kind of like in a healing preparation phase, but it's like, it's right there. And go for it because you deserve it, right? There's also a sense here that I'm getting of like, in this place before you start to see it come into your reality, or before I'm hearing it comes like crashing into your reality, it's really going to be helpful to kind of just like take a moment to pause, to like check in with your energy, see how you're feeling, see, I'm hearing like subconscious programs, see what your kind of hidden truth is. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Because yeah, Emperor reversed at the bottom. This combination, especially with that Emperor reverse, kind of feels like you might be that person who like feels like they have to do, it's like I gotta always be doing something. There's something here where you might be comfortable with it in the ether, in the spiritual, but then when it actually shows up in your reality, it's uncomfortable, and that makes sense. But you're being encouraged to kind of just like take a moment and check in with your thoughts, check in with your kind of background, you know, like sort of background running programs about this entire situation. I'm noticing too, the Fool is card 0, and then the way she's throwing her wand up, it makes kind of like a 0 here, right? And so some of you just need to know that this is like a completely like blank slate kind of energy. So just check in with your yeah, I'm also just noticing here, I'm sorry, I want to talk about this. We have the desert here, and then we have this lush forest here. I think a lot of you have been used to being in this desert, right? We see that with hunger. Check in with your thoughts and your feelings and your ideas, your truth, whether it's conscious or not. Do like a subconscious story dump about what it is that you think you kind of, where it is you fit in, where it is that you, and I don't necessarily mean that literally, though that can certainly be the case, but it's kind of like if you're used to surviving, how do you feel about thriving? How do you truly feel about it? Because we have conscious thoughts that we're like, oh yeah, hell yeah. But what does that look like? How do you think that's going to feel? How do you think you're going to feel when you're living that every single day of your life? So just be kind of like aware, because you are heading toward this, and I feel like your guides want you to be ready to like take leaps. What is the Fool here? 8 of Cups. That might require you walk away from things that you have been very attached to, especially I'm hearing identities you've been very attached to, but that ultimately are not your truth, that don't resonate with you anymore. So yeah, I think that's everything I'm seeing for group 1. This is going to be a really beautiful, I feel like, healing phase ahead. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this helped. If you're looking for this reading for yourself, I can always go check out my shop, and then yeah, let me know. DM me if you don't see something that you need. I'm happy to make customs. But thank you so much for being here. And I'm wishing you a bright, blessed day. Bye. Oh my God. Hi, group 2. Okay, so when I wanted to pull your cards over, I want to take like a really deep breath and like sit up very, very straight. And like I felt air get like all the way down to my diaphragm. And that's like, I feel like there's something here where you're trying really hard, or something that's coming up is getting like that really like deep divine inspiration to take action. The solar plexus chakra is all about our confidence, our personal power, our sense of will. But it's also that externally oriented kind of like outward facing energy, if that makes sense. I'm forgetting the word that I was trying to think of. I'm so sorry. It just fell right out of my brain, so I'm doing my best. There's something here where if you guys are kind of waiting for that alignment, again, I feel like this is like inspiration, the idea you're looking for. Some of you are looking to kind of get a sense of the truth of your personal power, what you can do. I feel like that's coming in. And it's going to be like something that kind of both is refreshing, but also serves to like because again, that arrow went like all the way down, serves to align you, serves to give, you know, serves to give you intention to act upon, right? It's like that concept of will is the servant of purpose. And so this is like, this could be having to do with your purpose, but this is also just about like, you know, really getting to like, yeah, I'm having trouble putting it into words. So maybe some of you, it's like you have something you want to work on, you have something you want to do, but you're having trouble conceptualizing it. Because like, I'm loquacious to a fault and I'm struggling. For some of you too, I'm also getting this energy of you might be working a little bit more lately on like strengthening your back or your core. I feel like that's a really good thing. I don't know why, but I'm kind of getting that. And that could be symbolic where you're really like strengthening your ability to be able to support yourself, and support the action you want to take. But for some of you, that's very literal. So I just wanted to comment on that. Excuse my burp. Oh my gosh. So all of a sudden I'm like burping and hiccuping and like this is a whole thing. Whenever that kind of starts to sporadically happen in a reading, that can talk about something that we're struggling to digest. So I feel like you guys, again, you have something you want to do and you're struggling to break it down into smaller pieces. And this is kind of sort of, this next chapter is acknowledging that. So you have, wow, self-esteem with guardian angel Michael, 16 reducing to a 7. Okay. Block. That's, I mean, that's pretty, that spells it out, huh? Abundance. Wow. So for a lot of you, this has been an abundance block. Okay. Card 8 says the energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. And soul healing. Okay. This would be the soul star chakra in this deck. 35 also reducing to an 8. So we have 1 7, we have 2 8s. 8 might be significant here. This is a timeless reading. The time I'm filming it, it's late June. So July, but then especially August might be very significant. 8-8, the Lionsgate portal, might be a really, really great time to have manifest in this regard. This also might be a really great time for breakthroughs, right? So this is pretty straightforward in the sense that I feel like a lot of you guys are experiencing a blockage when it comes to your abundance, like we talked about. And this block is very much based in a self-esteem related issue or wound that has affected your sense of personal power. I'm noticing too, these people are, some of them are looking up, but I really noticed first and foremost the people that are turning away. It's hard to see, but there are people that are turning away. So I feel like there's a sense of putting yourself out there, going after something from this place of, look how gigantic this heart is, this abundant self-love and self-respect, self-esteem. You like feel really good about yourself. You feel confident. And I feel like this is something where, you know, it's the energy of like, regardless of what anybody else thinks, right? Whether people love what you make or don't like what you make, just feeling good about what you've done and what you've created, no matter what anybody else has to say about it. For a lot of you, I feel like this block is like a past life issue or wound. Some of you, this might be related to your Chiron placement in your natal chart. There's something here where this feels like a deep wound. That's why I'm saying Chiron, because it's the deepest area of wounding in your chart. And this is something where, especially with that Chiron energy, you might be gifted at helping other people make their way through this issue, but you're struggling to help yourself through that, right? So maybe you're really good at hyping other people up, gassing other people up, believing in other people's, you know, goals and projects. You might be very good at helping other people pursue their abundance, or you're really encouraging to them, but you struggle to give that to yourself. There's this kind of energy here. So I feel like what this next chapter of your journey is really going to be about is addressing that block. I want to know how we're addressing this block though. Ace of Swords, you're going to get a lot of clarity. See, this is exactly what I mean, where I was like, okay, divine inspiration, right? This is where that soul healing comes in. I'm itchy, sorry. This is where that soul healing comes in. You're going to be getting downloads. A lot of you are going to be working with Archangel Michael, especially if you resonate with the angelic realm. It's totally fine if you don't. But there's a sense here where you're going to be getting a lot of clarity. I noticed here there's like, there's a lot of you know, different symbols, geometric shapes. There's a lot of there's little math problems here. It's seeing how all the pieces fit together. Some of you, you're just like, you've been trying to manifest your step to abundance, and some of you have been working on your self-esteem already, and this is where this breakthrough is coming through. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're getting that soul healing. You're getting that that inspiration about what you are capable of, right? Again, with like the hiccuping and the burping, it's kind of like you're finally digesting this, and this, you might be kind of experiencing some gut issues. I mean, like some bloating, like more than an, I don't want to say more than an average amount, like you're not normal, but more than you would averagely experience, if that makes sense. You're normal, I love you, it's okay. But there's a sense here of like, and even notice too, she's got her right hand out, and this is like where the yellow light is. This is all about your personal power and what you can create. And some of you, it's like, you know, deep down that you have power, you have things to say, you have this abundance within you. You know this frequency exists, and I feel like it's very powerful, but you've had trouble tapping into it. Again, this feels like a block that is now being worked through, that is finally being like, there's a breakthrough. You're pushing through this. So this block, this is what I mean. I feel like this also, for a lot of you, this is going to be a series of kind of realizations with I'm feeling with the Ace of Swords. So it's like one thing after another, again, that like deep breath, like one thing after another, it all aligns, right? Some of you, it's like you have this big vision, and it's been hard to kind of like take action. And in this time that you've been sort of struggling to figure out how to bring this into form, into being, you've also been doing some self-esteem work. Some of you, there's like this sense of you're going to be getting, excuse me, understanding and clarity and enlightenment about one step at a time, the next step, the next step, the next step. And for some of you, that might not be how you usually operate. You usually might be like, do it all at once. I'm feeling like this, like almost hurried kind of energy of like, I've got to get it all done. I've got to do it all. There's like a feeling of like your idea being fragile, right? Like if I don't get it all, like if I don't get it all out right now, if I don't, it's like kind of like this energy of like, I do my best work under pressure, under deadlines. But there's something about the way that this is going to be going piece by piece, step by step, and this might be different for you. But regardless of how this is manifesting, you're either having the new self-esteem to be able to take this journey, or you're going to be building more self-esteem, more self-confidence is what I'm getting on this journey. But you're getting the clarity you need to finally burst through this block. Six of Pentacles reversed. The Page of Cups. Okay. What's at the bottom? The Ace of Wands reversed. So I feel like the reason why this has not manifested before, and this is always about inspiration, so why you might not have gotten this before, is because there was something where some connections in your life need to be cleaned up. Excuse my burp. Some connections in your life needed to be cleaned up because there was a lack of balance, a lack of reciprocity. This is card 16, which is the Tower in the tarot. You may have gone through some Tower moments that have shown you, again, because some of the people are sticking around and some are walking away, who is really there for you and who's not. So the part of this block to your abundance may not have only been this self-esteem and being able to say, I deserve this, I am worthy of this, and learn to prioritize yourself with quite a lot of self-love and self-respect. But it's also been a process of pruning away people who would be detracting from your abundance. Because I feel like there's something where you've had people who have left your life, and some of this might still be going on, where there's this sense of, I'm noticing the pig here with like when pigs fly. So I have to say something, and I am trying to think of the most loving words, so bear with me. There's almost a sense where you may have been kind of suffering with some magical thinking. And that's not, we all do it. Like there's these illusions of the people in your life, right? About trying to win their approval, about trying to, appease them. There's something here about like, I feel like, especially with the reciprocity, the give and take, this is where it's like, you may have been prone to like, I'll give to them first, with the just, like we all project from the lens of our own experience, right? So it's a really beautiful thing when you have somebody who's like, I'm going to give first, because they're anticipating that there will be reciprocity, because that's what they would do, right? And there's this sense of, I feel like the reason why this this there had to be like this like pruning process, is because there are people in your life who, because there are people in your life who weren't going to be thinking like you, right? Who weren't going to be reciprocal to you, who weren't in that space. And it has nothing to do with you. It's got everything to do with what they are available emotionally to do and to give. And I think that there's this energy here of like this really sweet energy of just like believing in people, believing in people's better nature, believing in the higher good. And that is true, right? I'm not saying don't believe in that, but believe in that with boundaries. And I think that's what you guys have been working on. Is because I feel like if you pick this group, you're just like a pretty giving person. This is like this really sweet energy, almost like it's making me think of, you know, when like kids in school just like, you're like, oh, you don't have lunch, here, take some of mine. Like you just give without thinking. It's instinctual, right? And it's innocent, and it's you know, it's innocent, and it's kind of like, I don't want to say naive, because that's not it. Like you just believe in people being good people because that's what you do, and that's what you would think is the natural order. And I think this has gotten you into trouble before, with people trying to take from you. Or just like this also may have been, especially like with your abundance, where whatever it is you are abundant is, you give, especially like materially, you give. And then, oh, it's raining. That's nice. And then people, you know, don't reciprocate that. And so there needed to be this pruning process about equal give and take and what it is that you deserve. And I do see that here. And I want to know more about this like healing and this next like chapter. So we have, the Queen of Swords. This is what I mean. I think this healing is, this next chapter is you're stepping into your Queen of Swords. Like these could not be more different, right? And she's even got her cup. And what I like in this deck is that her cup is here and it is full. It's not saying you have an empty cup. It's not saying there's no love. It's not saying, because this one actually does have an empty cup. It's not saying that there's no love. It's saying that you protect that. You protect your beautiful, valuable heart space by being discerning, by being wise. I'm getting the word shrewd. So a lot of you, especially with that Ace of Swords, a lot of you are getting very keen and very focused on what is for you and what is not. And this is ultimately what the soul healing is about, is that you're starting to really like tap into seeing, like a lot of you guys in the past may have been prone to like really give to something based on its potential. And you're kind of being a little more discerning, being like, nope, I think this could go well. I think this person, you know, could be a good partner, a good asset on my team, right? Whatever it might be. I think this could be good, but you're valuing yourself now enough to, like, you're putting value to whatever it is that you give, to kind of like hold off, right? Some of you, this is where you have something at work, you have a business, you have a skill, and you're finally appropriately valuing your skill. And so you might be charging more, you might be setting boundaries, you might be setting more boundaries with clients, things like that. I do see that here. Sorry, I have a stray hair, it's tickling me, I hate it. 5 of Cups, yeah, because you've experienced loss. The Fool, okay. And the 10 of Pentacles, okay. I think this is really beautiful. So I feel like, again, there's a sense where, and this isn't to say you guys are foolish at all, there's been this sense of loss where, the sense of loss where it's because you may have in the past just kind of, again, this is optimism, trust, belief, right? You may have just trusted the wrong people, the wrong circumstances, and just kind of leapt into something. And that's sort of what led to this like sense of iniquity and loss. And I think that this has really cultivated this like keen Queen of Swords energy, right? And so what's happening now is that you are now getting the understanding, the inspiration that you need to break through these blockages toward your abundance, because now you have a good sense of like when to take a leap and when to kind of hold back based on your previous experiences. This has kind of helped you to sort of like gain that wisdom, and you are on track toward your abundance, right? You are on track toward like really big time abundance, because there's self-value where there may not have been before. There is discernment where there may not have been before. And there's, again, like the sense of being like shrewd intellect about others, a good like sense of, good sense of judgment about others. Where there may not have been before. Yeah, I like this quite a lot. I'm trying to see if I get anything else for you. So I want to kind of see, like, the next chapter is really predicated on, okay, yeah, Magician. The next chapter for you is all about you manifesting, all about you seizing your personal power. No joke, all day. 2 of Wands reverse, finally going for it, making decisions that you were hesitating on before. And the 8 of Wands is going to move forward so fast. Yeah, you guys are like, I feel like you guys are in like peak manifestation mode. You're coming up on it. Blockages toward your manifestations are being released, worked through. You're finally being given the ideas, the inspiration, the understanding that you need to be able to move forward expeditiously. So this is quite lovely. I think this is everything I have for group 2. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been an honor and a joy to read for you, and I hope I get to again in the future. Take care, love bugs. Bye. That was cool. That was a cool one. Hi, group 3. As I went to go say that, it was 35:53 on the timer. So we have the number 8 showing up twice. 3s and 5s might be significant here. Okay. I feel like the sense of like, I gotta get grounded. Of like, as soon as I sort of took a breath, there was this energy of so much has happened, right? I like immediately got that feeling of like, wow, so much has happened. So there might be in this previous chapter, this might be so much just like happening, especially with the heart chakra showing up. There's this energy of being, being really committed to something because you love it. Sorry, there's just a car driving by. Because you love it, but it also has been very taxing. This also could be a lot of heart chakra work, clearing blockages, healing. There's just a sense of like, wow, like it feels like it happened in a relatively short span of time. I feel like this energy of time dilation, like let's say, you're looking back over the last 2-3 years and you're like, it's both like, I can't believe that, 2-3 years has passed. I can't believe it's already been that long. But at the same time, so much feels like it happened in that time that it feels like it's been, 10 years. And there's this sense of just like really kind of acknowledging that. So I think your guides want to start off with that. So let's see what you get. Your next chapter up ahead, we have, wow, the Earth Star Chakra with rebirth. Card 2, we have butterflies showing up. Okay. You guys were the only group that got 2 of these cards. So I'm going to see what it says. Multidimensionality. I should have known. I was like, this is a deep energy. I should have known this was going to happen. This is card 30, so that reduces to a 3. The frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. I do want to say as well, because we're talking about 3 years, and we have 3 showing up, or we have 30 showing up, excuse me. Repeating 3s might be important, but, which I think I said in the beginning, yeah, 3s and 5s and 8s. Some of you may have this might be related to Saturn's transits. Saturn transited into tropical Pisces in March of this year. Again, this is a timeless reading. But it had been in Aquarius for 3 years. Some of you may have just gone through your Saturn's return, just because most people are going through their Saturn's return at about 30. Depending on where Saturn is in your chart, all that good stuff. So some of you may have just gone through your Saturn's return, or you might be going through it now. There's this sense of like big shift though. And 5th chakra, 3s and 5s. I shit you not. I don't look at these before I do this. 5th chakra. With the energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. Sorry, I'm like tripped out by that. I'm like 3s and 5s, and then boom, there we go. 3s and 5s. If there's an 8 coming out, I'm gonna shit my pants. Wow, we have lost, but this is also a 5. Thank God, because now I don't have to shit my pants. And clarity. Okay. So this next chapter for you guys, you guys have lost something that you loved very much. That's very apparent. This is something that you connect with, and it's not just that. So I want to comment first and foremost on this multidimensionality, because this kind of has this energy of what I was picking up on in the first place. Activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. Whatever has been happening, this happens at a higher level. This happens at the soul. This happens, this is about our deep ability to ground into the earth as part of like at the soul, right? With that kind of Earth Star Chakra energy coming out here. And this is I feel like why there's like this time dilation feeling, because whatever's going on has been outside of time, essentially, has been, you may have been kind of starting to like work with like timeline shifts, you know, quantum leaping, things like that. But there's this sense here of getting, like, moving outside of time. I want to know what that is, because I just am, yeah, I'm not surprised. I normally wouldn't take this many cards, but I will. Judgment, Justice, Five of Swords, Ten of Cups. I feel like you guys have been timeline hopping, and I don't know why I'm so confident saying that. You've been going back and forth between, and whatever this has been really like the focus for you in the last couple of years, you've been going back and forth between like the lower vibrational version and the high vibrational version. Essentially, this is, you know, because these are totally like different energies, right? This is like, especially interpersonally, if there's been like a significant connection, you go back and forth between this energy of like pettiness, win at all costs, people who are fighting you. It's hard to see, but this person's like, woohoo, I'm winning. This is the, you know, the universal symbol for victory. And there's blood on the ice, like, right? You go back and forth between those, like between that kind of energy and the Ten of Cups. You're connecting, you're happy, your heart is full, and you have, you know, the people you love to share it with. And what is the purpose of going back and forth, though? This is the part that I'm trying to kind of grasp here. Three of Cups. Some of you may have had literally two people that you're going back and forth between, or somebody you're involved with is going back and forth between you and someone else. I don't think that's necessarily the case. The Ten of Wands. You know what this is? And the Eight of Cups. Okay, I feel like all right, I'm getting it. You've been going back and forth between these two energies, these two timelines. Even if it's in the same timeline, it's just been these big fluctuations. That's what kind of is like dilating it, because the energy's all over the place. And that's a hell of a trip. You've been going back and forth in this situation because sometimes, because there is this kind of like dual energy juxtaposition, and it is burdensome, it is heavy, it is a lot to carry, but it also brings you a lot of joy. And this is what I think there's been this balance between the two, right? This light and the shadow balance. And you've been oscillating between the two. You've been experiencing both in this situation. And I feel like with Judgment, this could be a past life situation that's coming back. This is a major turning point in your life. We have rebirth, right? Like, if I could pick it up off the thing. We have rebirth. This is no joke. This is big stuff. Even if this was your Saturn's return, I feel like this energy of this being very intense, like this feels like this is more than just that. But there's this sense of like, what all of this was about with Judgment was, I think a lot of you had to make a judgment call. You had to make a judgment call to walk away from something. In this deck, the Eight of Cups has a cup with a flame in it, which is not how the usual card is depicted, right? So this makes me think of kind of like the Ace of Cups meets the Ace of Wands. This is something where you still had passion for it. You still had love for it. There was still a connection there. There was still something there. What is this card? Eight of Wands. I feel like there is still a lot of energy there. And the Five of Wands, but that's the issue. Is it's like there's energy in this situation, but there's chaos and power struggle. And I see that with the Five of Swords as well. And I think you guys were asked to make a judgment call and you guys walked away. Some of you need to hear that you made the right choice. You know, there's this energy of like, when we get love, we get peace, we get stability, you know, only some of the time. Like love 30% of the time is not love, right? That's not the same thing. You know, it's like, I think this situation was hard because there would be such highs and lows. There'd be these moments where you could see this like Ten of Cups, like this is my fulfillment, this is my forever. And then there would be these very painful Five of Swords moments. There's bickering, there's power struggle, just being so unkind again. There's blood on the ice. So it's like somebody that you love could hurt you so badly sometimes. And I think the thing that you guys have been working through here was how to make a judgment call for your own stability. And this is something I think you've been working on for a long time. Again, we have this rebirth with this butterfly. You know, the way that butterflies like get out of the cocoon, they have to like struggle and fight their way out of the cocoon, but that's the exact thing that strengthens their wings enough to be able to fly, so they'll survive when they leave the cocoon. And there's something here where you guys have been struggling and you've been fighting for this next chapter. I feel like fighting for yourself. This feels like really important. What is this that you've been kind of fighting on, or you've been like trying to go through your rebirth about? A lot of you, this is about, some of you, this might be letting go of addictive cycles. I want to look this card but not take it. 8 of Cups, there's that. Yeah. And the Tower, this is what I mean. Like, I think there was, some of you have had this like relationship with, some of you have been trying to manifest stability for yourself, right? And manifest more peace in your life, more peaceful connections, more peace in your, I'm hearing in your money, just more peace, more stability. And there's a sense of there had to be this repairing of your relationship with peace, because some of you had a much more robust relationship with chaos before. I see that with the Tower. And there's this sense of this situation had to help you heal that, because otherwise there would be no way of maintaining the things that you want to create in your life, right? And I did a whole like mini series about, you know, healing our relationship to peace on my TikTok, and then I posted, I think I posted on my Instagram as well. So if you guys are interested in that, you're interested in the video more about that here, let me know and I'll make like a whole separate video about it, because I think it's really, really important. Excuse me. 6 of Cups reversed. Yeah, there's a lot of past life energy here. 6 of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Swords. You've had clarity. This also can be dealing with family or people you've known for a long time, but this is like someone that you're very, very attached to. With the dog, you're very loyal to. So it's like somebody that you love very, very much. Or, you know, this also can be more than one person, like people that you've loved that have been very significant to you. There's a lot of energy here. That's why I'm feeling past life, that you guys go way back. But ultimately, there was no equal give and take. And you see how these are behind her? Meaning, I feel like you had to turn away from that to, or like, you know, recognizing this truth with the Ace of Swords asked you to turn away from that. This is what you've been working on, being willing to both let go of your past and let go of iniquity and inconsistency. A lot of you have been healing your relationship with peace, because a lot of you, I feel like, even just mentally and emotionally, maybe there are situations from your past, especially with the 10 of Cups, from childhood, right? From your family, where it's like you may have been going back to those over and over again, or those might be the same kind of like grounds for self-sabotage that you've maybe experienced. And there's something here about finally getting clarity about how to, with all the steps here, how to ascend out of that, how to walk yourself out of that. And it comes from, where was it? The 8 of Cups. It comes from walking away from that, no matter, because for some of you with the fire here, it's almost like there's still passion, like, you know, maybe it's different this time. Maybe they've changed this time. Maybe, you know, the circumstances will be different this time. And some of you, it's like you're learning to, you're learning to ignore that spark of that passion. You're only, it's like, no, come up with something, like come in with something tangible, tangible, well thought out, come in with the truth, or I don't want anything, whatever this might be for you. You've really been going through this huge rebirth process about this. So what's coming in this next chapter is with multidimensionality, integration. So this is what's allowing for your rebirth finally. And I feel that this is multiple lifetimes long in this particular area. After, again, this period of a lot of loss, of losing I feel like losing someone that's very important to you. Like losing that, you know, that relationship, or losing, you know, that friendship. This could be like, you know, a job, whatever it is, but it feels like a person, like losing something that you love so much and having to walk away from that. So this next chapter is really going to be about the clarity that we need, right? Some of you are getting the chance to have a conversation with somebody. Some of you are getting information. I want to know what this clarity looks like. Some of you, like I said, you're going through this period of Akashic integration, and you're just going to kind of like know, and you're going to feel very, very secure in the choices that you have made up to this point. And you're going to finally be able to find peace in this situation and let it go. We have the Tower here at the bottom. The Hanged Man, Pisces showing up. I get that. The 9 of Cups reversed. Excuse me. The 8 of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands. and Temperance. So we have Pisces and Sagittarius, a lot of Jupiter energy showing up here. So these are all clarifying, well, clarity. And what I feel like, first and foremost, you need to know balance is being restored. And this is coming through, I feel like, a shift in perspective, but this is after a long period of time. Somebody might be trying to communicate with you. I'm really noticing how I'm really noticing the placement. I'm going to try to pick them all up and show you. Hang on. Oh no. Okay, so it's kind of like this. Ready? So hang on. She's looking at the Nine of Cups reversed and the Hanged Man. For some of you, you're going to get this situation of this person is coming back around to communicate. And you're going to be asked to make another judgment call, right? Something with the Tower, something surprising might happen. What is this surprising thing? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Interesting. You've got my attention. The Four of Cups and the Magician. I feel like it's timing, right? Where it wasn't time before, somebody's coming back to try to make this happen again. And I think what's going to end up happening with the Four of Cups, this could be somebody who just you were offering your cup before, they weren't really giving a shit. This also could be somebody where they're coming back now and they're kind of feeling like they're trying to manifest something with you. And I think the energy has changed. I see that here. Like, you've done so much work on yourself, so much work in this situation that you're looking back at this, right? It's been a long period of pause. And I feel like what was your Nine of Cups, what was your wish fulfillment, you're now seeing it in a different light. Because while there may be those nice moments, there's always this understanding with the Five of Wands that it's been a power struggle. And I feel like with Temperance, you've healed enough now and you are now in balance enough, right? We also have the Sun and the Moon. So there's been this period of shadow work and integration, enough so that it's kind of like, I can't do that, right? You've cultivated so much for yourself that it's kind of this understanding that going back to this situation would destabilize you. It's kind of like, I don't want to do that, right? It would feel like it's going against universal order. I feel like it's going against all the work that you've done. Yeah, the Two of Wands reversed and the Eight of Wands. I feel like once you make this, like, as you're making this this choice, I feel like you're getting ready to, this feels like this energy that you're making plans, right? You're getting ready for the next chapter. You're getting ready to start to, you're doing your own thing more. You're moving on. And it's like, just as you're getting ready to kind of take off or take the next steps, that's when this is going to come in. And it's going to require, it's kind of like, are you sure? This is what you want? And once you make a decision, I do feel like things are going to move fast. Judgment. Yeah. You guys are going to be asked to make another judgment call. I want to ask, I do feel like there's going to be some truth with the throat chakra showing up. I do also feel like you're going to be asked to speak your truth. I want to know what this person or situation, the energy that's coming back in with. Because the thing is, I do feel a sense of greater sincerity than they may have had in the past. But there's something. It's like, Queen of Swords, yeah, exactly. This is the energy you're in. You're like, there's something. You're being incredibly discerning with this situation and with this anybody involved, because I feel anybody involved has given you a lot of bullshit before. King of Cups reversed, you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay. I think this is kind of what we're talking about. There's a sense of there was investment and it fell apart. And it's this kind of going back and forth between there's a soulmate energy. You and this person have a soulmate relationship, but there is no stability. And I do feel like this person's going to be coming in and trying to talk a little bit about that and trying to, there's this sense of you have the white and the red here, the crown and the root chakra, going back and forth between the spiritual connection, the spiritual pull, because you have past life energy with this person. You guys have lived, I feel, multiple lifetimes together. It was 54:45 when I said that on the timer, so the 9 showing up both twice, meaning there's a wrap up for both of you here. going back and forth between that and then how they show up in the 3D. You guys might, with the 3 and the 5 as well, you guys might connect really well in the 5D. You might be very like intuitive. You might have very psychic connection, a telepathic connection, but that's not how they show up in the 3D. And I feel like you've been going back and forth on this, and what, this communication, this is the energy they're showing up in when I pulled for this, which would indicate if this is something you've seen from them before, they might still be in that energy. Let's see what the other 2 cards were. 7 of Swords reversed, which I like, and the Fool. Okay. So here's the energy. They're going to come in. They're going to be admitting this. They're going to be talking about it. They might not be super spiritual, so they might not be like, well, in the 5D, we were definitely doing this, but in the 3D, I was acting like this. But this is where they're going to be coming in saying, look, I was dealing with my own shit, and I dropped the ball, right? They're saying, like, there's this energy of, I feel like, humility that's coming through, and this is because that they have lost you, or lost the situation. And there's something where they're connecting more now to the spiritual aspects of this connection. I feel like it's almost balanced back out, where you were really like giving them the benefit of the doubt and like time and second chances because you knew the spiritual connection, and not really like, they weren't facing as many consequences for their like grounded practical actions. It's almost the other way around. You set a boundary where you're like, nope, actions only. We saw that with that Queen of Swords. And now they're connecting to the easiest way for them to connect to you is in the higher realms. And that's kind of pulling them into their spirituality more. So there's going to be, with the 7 of Swords, there's going to be honesty. 7 of Swords reversed, there's honesty. You can trust what it is that they are telling you. You could trust that it comes from a sincere place. I feel like there will be an acknowledgement that they built something with you, or they started things, they got in deep, and then they just wasted it. 7 of Pentacles reversed is, we made something, we were investing, and then I just let it go. Like, kind of just threw it away. And we saw that with that 4 of Cups. There's going to be that acknowledgement. Either way, you're getting a new beginning with the Fool in general in your this next chapter of your life. This person wants one, and I feel everybody's situation is so different, and we all have to make our own choices. I think that's a very big important thing here. So I don't want to necessarily pull for like what you should do, because I think that's really got to be your own choice, unfortunately, but that's where your power is, right? And I feel like this energy of, a lot of you already know. I feel like, because I cut the deck with the 7 of Cups reversed as well with the Queen of Swords. Trust your discernment, trust your wisdom, trust your discernment of this person. I'm getting this energy where it's almost this energy of 2 things remain. The love that you guys share between each other, and the issues that broke apart the relationship. This person, you may have mirrored this person where, like, if there's that instability and that chaos in the beginning, you guys may have been mirroring each other. That's what attracted you into each other's lives. But if you've healed past that, this person, I don't think they have. Now they're starting to kind of recognize with that 7 of Swords in reverse, but they're like growing closer to their spirituality. But I'm not getting the feeling that they can make that leap yet. And I think that you guys are feeling a similar kind of energy. Yeah, the Tower is here at the bottom. I do think there's been changes. But let's see what Spirit wants you to know. If this person wants a new beginning, yeah. King of Wands could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Ace of Cups reversed. The Tower reversed. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. Excuse me, the Tower was upright. And then the 6 of Swords. What's going on? This person might come in very passionately. I see that. When this person feels like there's a challenge, they want to overcome it. When this person feels like there is a conquering to be had, they want that. We saw that with that 5 of Swords. This person's got that warrior energy. They're a fighter. But do you want to be fighting all the time? Is the question. They might fight for you. But what I'm seeing here with the Ace of Cups reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed is that I don't think this person knows how to be steady and consistent. So it's really about what you want in your life, right? Do you want to, and this is like a legitimate question. It's okay, whatever the answer is, right? Do you want to have a relationship where there's a power struggle, or where you have to you have to kind of show up in a way to make that person chase you in order to maintain the relationship. Because again, when this person wants something, they've grown. I want to admit that, right? They've grown, especially spiritually. They've been growing. But Ace of Cups reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed. In terms of, these were all clarifying what they want for this new beginning. This could be them saying of the past, like, I wasn't following my heart. I wasn't really like honoring this connection. I should have been doing more. I should have been more consistent. I see that. And they may have had this realization, this tower moment. Sorry, I'm in these cards. And this tower moment may be kind of what has, I do see them seeking more peace, right? This tower moment may have been what kind of caught them off guard and made them be like, whoa, I gotta like heal my shit. I gotta like stop effing around here. Especially because the Six of Swords always follows the 5. It's like, I've got to stop fighting my own happiness. How would, if you decided to go back with this person, you decided to realign yourself with this person, what would be the end result? Or what would be, I guess, the result that you should expect? Maybe not the end result, but the Devil. Yeah, and I think you know that. I think that's why it's hard. Because there is genuine love here, and that's real. But there's also genuine problems. This person is being controlled like a little marionette. Capricorn energy showing up. 5 of Pentacles. Ace of Wands reversed. 9 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords reversed. And Strength. So what I'm seeing here is that if you got back with this person, I feel like it would be easier than it was before, but it would kind of just serve to show you your own strength and independence, right? It would kind of just serve to show you, because this feels like a relationship where you're kind of on your own a lot. I see that in the 5 of Pentacles and then the Ace of Wands reversed. I feel like if you got back with this person, there would be kind of this energy of like, either they go back to kind of the same stuff, or I feel like you just wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't be the same anymore. And this is because you've changed. You've changed. And there's something about the conversation I think that you guys are going to have that you guys are going to know what to do. I feel like a lot of you guys already know this at some level, but hearing it is nice. And this conversation, I feel like, is going to be not only an opportunity for you to speak your truth, but for them to, be telling the truth, lending any insights, confirming, a lot of you, this person never really fully admitted how they felt about you. You always had to wonder. It's like you're getting the truth that you need to make the decisions that you need to make. And I feel for many of you, you're going to be leaving this behind. But this next chapter of your journey is really going to be all about, I want to know what this is going to lead to, right? Because this feels like, there's going to be a conversation, and there's going to be, for some of you, like I said, you might be going back with this person, and that process is going to yield, I feel like, this like really beautiful belief in self that we just saw. For a lot of you, this next chapter is about putting down the burdens, because you've been carrying this for a long time. 9 of Wands reversed. Yeah, this next chapter, no matter how things are panning out, is going to be all about being able to kind of finally let go of the fight. 4 of Wands, and be able to bask in the happiness that you have, the happiness you're creating. I feel like with Justice here as well, and the Devil, yeah. So the next chapter after this is going to be really all about letting go of the struggle and the fight. And the universe is going to be restoring divine justice and balance after. It's like going from like a very heavy karmic kind of energy into this levity, this joy, this soul tribe, this divine union. It's going to be kind of solidifying that. So I think that's everything I have for group 3. I know I spent a long time on that, but this felt very important. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumble. I'm hungry. Thank you so much for being here, though. I am wishing you big, beautiful blessings. I hope I get to read for you again in the future. So take care, love bugs. Bye.